Welcome everyone to another episode of Sports Frequency, Frecuencia Deportiva. And today we have the great pleasure to have another professional soccer player. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we have we are so excited. We are so excited. Today we have straight from Hamilton and from our Forge FC. Let's welcome the one and only Alexander Achinioti-Jonsson with a big round of applause. That one's for
Thank
you,
you.
my friend.
Thank you.
Alex, before we start the show, we have to thank the management from Forge FC to make this interview possible. But please, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing well, thanks. The weather's good outside and it's hot and nice, so I'm good. How are you doing?
But please, can you introduce yourself a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. My name is, like you said, Alexander Achinioti-Jonsson. I'm from Sweden. Played professional now for 9 years. This is my fourth year that I played in Forge here in Canada. Central midfielder, but this year I played a lot of center back. So yeah.
Let's go back on time, my good friend Alexander. Let's go back to 2019 when you your first arrival to Hamilton. Give us your first impressions.
Well, I arrived in beginning of March, and I'm not used to that much snow, not in March at least. So that was a big shock. It was very, very gray and snowy and cold, and it was a lot of early mornings with practice. I didn't see much of Canada at all. I mostly just saw the hotel room and the facilities. So it
Uh-huh.
was it was tough in the beginning, the transition.
Do you still remember April 27, 2019?
I do, yes. That was a great game, the inaugural game, when we had, I think there was 17,000 here at Tim Horton Field. Could that be right?
Exactly. And you still remember that was probably your first professional appearance for Forge against York Knight at that time, York Knight FC?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That was the first one.
And during that year, give me the timeline. You guys ended up going to ended up getting into the, how can we say? You guys ended up getting to the finals. You guys
Yeah,
play against Calvary. Isn't that excited for you in your first year to have the first Canadian Premier League finals?
yeah, definitely. We had that, and we also had the CONCACAF games where we went to Guatemala and to Honduras that year, I think, which were great experiences and nothing I really thought I'd do. When I moved over to Canada, I didn't really count on that being a thing, but that was really cool.
When you on your first year, now you are one of the leaders of the team. But on your first year, how you ended up building yourself, or how you ended up getting into the team?
Um, it was a little tough, but everyone here is so welcoming and nice, so they made the transition easier. And a lot of the guys knew each other from before, right? A lot of them played together at Sigma in Bobby's academy there, so they were not like fully a team yet, but they had a good connection and everything, which also made it easy for me to get integrated into that because there were a bunch of players that already knew each other and knew who they were. So no, it's that definitely helped a lot.
And how was your first impression with the coach? Because as soon as you see Bobby, sometimes he might seem a little upset all the time, but until you start knowing him, he, what went through your head?
Um, that's I can't really remember my first impression of him, but yeah, he can seem a bit mad sometimes from the outside, but he's a lot calmer in the locker room and very what's the word? He's very good at teaching and explaining, kind of. So obviously we're doing a lot of video and stuff where we're analyzing stuff, and it's uh, it's good to see his tactical like sense and his eye for what's missing in games. It's easy for him to explain it as well.
let's go to 2020. You guys went to another finals, this time against HFX Wanderers. You still remember that year?
Yeah, I do. It was a COVID year, the first year. It was a special year where we played 11 games in a bubble. I think you were staying in a hotel that you weren't allowed to leave in PEI out east. It was definitely an experience.
And now let's go to the 2021. You recently have another multi-year deal with the team. It means you are one of the leaders now. It means like they believe on you. They want you to be there.
Yeah, I think so, and I think I've grown a lot during these 4 years that I've been here as well. And we kind of have a core as well that's been here from the beginning and knows the culture of the club. So I also try to pass that culture on to whatever new players that come along, that we are hard work and we don't just work on the field. We work hard off the field, take care of our bodies, and there's a certain standard when you play for Force that you gotta follow.
As one of the leaders of the team, besides yourself, is any other besides Kyle, any other besides Borges, any other uh, team member that you might believe is one of the leaders too?
Yeah, we have Daniel as well, who's been injured this year, and that's obviously been a big part of us every year, and a big part for this league. The best center back in this league for 3 years now. So he's obviously a big piece for us. And then you have Ashton Morgan coming in this year as well. He's got a lot of experience, and no, we got a good mix of younger leaders and then people with a lot of experience that also can teach a lot. So it's a good kind of mix.
Perfect. Now let's go to 2022. This year, you guys are number one in the league with 38 points. Let's go back to July 19, Forge against FC Edmonton. You guys in the first half, you guys almost killed them. Uh, Give us your impression at that moment.
Well, I think that's what you want to do every game, right? Going in halftime and you've performed that well. But I think we had a stretch of games where we did perform very well and the confidence was sky high. But during season, it always goes up and down, right? You know you're gonna have a couple of dips. No one just goes straight to the top and never wavers. It goes up and down, and that was obviously one of our better periods of this season so far.
Now let's go to July 23, Forge against Valor. You guys ended up having another great win, and we saw a little change in the field. We saw Alex from playing all the way at the back in the midfield. Give us your that excitement. You were so excited when Bobby told you gotta switch a little bit.
Um, yeah, I mean, naturally, I'm a I'm a midfielder, so I always love going back into the midfield. But center back is also a great experience. I think you learn a lot seeing the field from different angles and kind of learning and adjusting to playing in different position. I think that makes me better as a soccer player in general. But yeah, no, it's fun. I like both.
All the way from the press box, I go, wow, he doesn't look so rusty to play as a midfield. You were amazing. For one moment, I was going to jump all over the stadium and congratulate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now let's go back to you guys were gaining points. You guys unbeatable. And what happened? For one moment, I ended up bringing people to see you guys all the way to Calgary. I was expecting you guys to win. Can you tell me what happened at Calgary? And you guys ended up having like a little hard time with them. And take us through that moment.
Um, yeah, no, I think it wasn't our greatest game, but I think we could have gotten more out of the game still. We had some uncharacteristic flaws in that game that we usually don't do, but I think we played an okay game and deserved more than a loss, especially the way we play the game compared to them. It was a lot of destructive football from them, just chugging the ball along and going very physical, and it worked for them, so credit to them for that. But I think it's like I said before. You have a season, a long season with 28 games. There are going to be some games that are going to be worse, and some periods where you go very well. And I think that was just not our best day, even though we deserved more.
You were surprised when you didn't see Noah Jensen and Campbell on the starting 11?
Um, no, I think we have a lot of good midfielders and a lot of good strikers. So I think it's a tough job for Bobby to choose which ones he plays because no matter who he plays, there's going to be good players on the bench, and you can always make an argument for any of them to play, right? So it's probably tough for him.
But don't you believe sometimes it changed the chemistry of the team, even though like everybody's good, but let's say, let's say when nothing is broken, don't fix it?
Um, no, I would say it's important that everyone gets involved as well, right? You don't want to just play the same 11 every week, week in, week out, because then you have the guys. You kind of divide the starting 11 from the other guys, right? Now you get a healthy kind of mix of everyone playing. Everyone is in the loop and contributing, and I think you can. If you look who scores goals for us, it's a lot spread out over the sheet. And I think Noah scored two, Abu has scored two. Bex has scored one or two. All of our wingers are scoring goals. So strikers are scoring goals. So I think it's important for everyone that we kind of mix and we don't just go all in on some players.
Now let's talk about all this week. You guys been preparing yourself, getting ready for this Saturday, 7 p.m. Don't forget this on that time, Forge FC against George United. What you guys been doing during all this week? What was the lineup? The probably the excitement into to this game.
Obviously, we can't come off of a loss, and we want to get back to winning again. And we're playing at home, so it's always fun and exciting playing in front of our own fans. So no, I think we've had a good week of practice, and the intensity has been high, and I think everyone's kind of excited for Saturday. So I feel like we're in a good place.
Did Bobby mention it to you guys? So please don't forget that you guys gotta shoot fast because they got a new goalie. I mean, they got their main goalie is injured. Is that the tactic? Is that the tactic to go right at the moment?
I think we want to, right as the game starts, always put our mark on the game, kind of put our foot on the gas pedal and put our stamp on the game, so we're in charge, and that goes for every game. As to preparing, we have been watching video for sure. I'm not gonna say what we've been watching here and what we're planning to do, but no, we know what to do, and it's just about executing the game plan.
Knowing that you guys are gonna win the night, I know you guys are gonna win probably for over maybe 3 goals. Let's say five. Let's make it more interesting. 5-0.
I don't know about that.
Please, Alex, you have to make it happen. If nobody on the midfield is doing the job, you gotta go. You gotta tell Bobby, let me do the midfield to make this happen. Alex, I'm putting money on the table. We can say, if you guys ended up winning, you guys are prepared to celebrate in a fashion and a big fashion.
I think we got to keep our heads leveled. I guess, like I said before, it's a 28 game season, and this is another game it's very important, but we can't get carried away because a week later there's another game that's worth 3 points, and we got to kind of keep it rolling for sure. So I think we're saving the big celebrations to the end of the year.
Exactly, because after that, you guys have to travel all the way to Ottawa. You guys are gonna face another strong team, Atletico Ottawa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Alex, thank you for being here today on the show. We know that we only have few little minutes left, but can you invite the fans to come and see you this Saturday, please?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's Team Hornsfield, 7 p.m. Like you say on Saturday. Come, it's supposed to be great weather, great atmosphere, so we'd love to see all you guys there.
And don't forget, they have the specials. They have the family pack. They have the beer special. And you forgot to mention what happened at the end of the games. What the fans can do.
Oh yeah. There's what are they calling it? Signature game. So the whole team will you'll be able to meet the whole team after the game, get signatures on your jerseys and different merch. So it's definitely a good opportunity if you got a Force jersey to come on down and get a signature.
Perfect. Before we leave, I have to ask you 3 questions. Your favorite food?
Food?
Yes.
Greek food.
Music. What kind of music you play, and what kind of music they put in the locker room?
Oh, that's it depends on who's the DJ of the day, who's got the who's got the phone. But I'd say Becker's got the best music in the locker room.
The cap.
I can't tell you what kind of music he plays because it's such a mix and variety. But he's got a good mix of music.
Best movie you ever watched?
Best movie. I always liked Forrest Gump. I'd have to go with Forrest Gump.
Perfect. Alex, thank you so much for being on the show today. We have to thank the management for make this interview possible. And Alex, we're going to say bye to you with a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.